slides also, right?
You mean to say the PPTs?
Yeah.
No,
Like
I don't.
whatever you explained. Okay.
No. I don't have PPTs. Just I was explaining like how I have prepared. But in soft copy of notes, you are going to get all that notes, complete details.
That's what I was asking. Yeah.
Okay.
Right now, it was just this page only, right? So
Yeah,
that's
on this page only I am explaining, but in
yeah.
soft copy of notes you are going to get complete description, and moreover I will be sending you some formats related to SRS document, BRD document, FSD document, and
Mm-hmm.
once after completion of all our 13 modules, then we will see two real-time projects, how I have done SRS document, like how I have taken requirements, everything.
Okay.
Okay, then next one is BRD documents. So BRD stands for Business Requirement Documents. So these documents are going to explain the difference between business objectives and technical objectives. So business objectives are nothing but why we are implementing this project, what is the goal of this project, and what is the mission of this particular project, or what the organization want to do with this project. Okay, and technical objectives explains how we are going to meet these business objectives. Okay, and BRD document explains the step-by-step process to meet the business objectives, and end-to-end solution how we are going to meet the business objectives. Okay, so we are going to prepare BRD documentation for enhancement and migration projects. That means already there is one project, you are going to enhance or you are going to migrate. Enhancement is nothing but you are adding some more features for the existing project. And migration is nothing but you are clubbing that project with other company. Like if your company is getting migrated with other company, then your process will be clubbed with that company. Okay. So that's why whenever we are going to prepare documentation, BRD documents, you should have current process and the future process. And this BRD document also explains as is and TB process, and you can prepare gap analysis also with the help of BRD documentation. That means, see, now my project is ATM application system. Let us assume that I have 4 functionalities: login, perform transaction, request for checkbook, bill payment. Now the client says that I want to enhance this project, I want to add some more features. So the new features are like I want to provide the option of taking mini statement and paying mobile bills and electricity bills, and you can take a demand draft. These are the additional features I want to add for this application. Then that is known as enhancement project. Now the current process is with 4 features already existing, and future process will be with 7 features. That means we are adding these 3 features. Now as is and to be is nothing but as is with 4 features and to be is with 7 features. Then you will find the difference, like what is the difference between existing process and future process. So the difference is nothing but gap analysis. Okay, so just like SRS document, in BRD document also we are having some contents. So remember, SRS document is prepared for implementation projects, that is new projects, and BRD document we are going to prepare for enhancement and migration projects. Okay, and to prepare BRD document, you need to have the current process and future process. You should know current process and future process. So these are the contents of BRD document, that is key business objectives. Next one will be scope statement and business problem statement, and what is the current business process and what is the new modified business process, exceptions, risks and limitations, and functional and non-functional requirements, training, stakeholders list, checklist, process and requirements. Okay, so in BRD document, first we are going to explain about key business objectives. That means first thing is what is the objective of this particular business. That means the particular project, the objective is to provide services to the customers without going to the bank. If you take ATM application system, so to provide banking services without going to the bank and without waiting in the queues for hours together. This will be the objective. What is the scope statement? In the scope statement, whatever the functionalities we are providing in the ATM center, that we will specify. So we are going to specify like we are going to provide that is withdrawal option, deposit option and funds transfer option, and we are going to provide a taking of a mini statement and change of your registered mobile number or change of your email ID. So under scope statement we are going to explain all this. And third one is business problem statement. So in this business problem statement we are going to explain what kind of problems the project is facing before enhancing or before doing modifications. Okay, that means nothing but before implementing this project, what kind of problems the customers are facing. Like the customers needs to walk to the bank for miles together, and after that they need to stand in the queues for hours together. Again they have to fill a particular counter file, and again they have to submit that counter file to the clerk, and he is going to verify your account and he is going to give a token number. Again you have to wait for your turn till your token number is called. Then you will go to bank manager. Again he is going to do a second time verification, and then he will send to the cashier. There you need to take the cash. So this is a lengthy process, and these are some of the problems. So because of this process, like some senior citizens are getting frustrated, and some people who want to go to their jobs, like they are spending most of the time in the queues. So because of that they are keeping a leave to withdraw the money from the bank. Okay, these are some of the problems. We are going to state these problems in the business problem statement. Okay, and current business process. So under this section we are going to explain what is the current business process we are following. That means, as I said, like first you need to take the counter file, you need to fill up the counter file and you need to submit that counter file. Then the clerk will be issuing your token, and you have to wait until your turns comes. Then that manager is going to take your token, and again you will be doing second time verification, and again you will be sending to the cashier. So this is how the process we are going to explain. That is current business process. And in new and modified business process, we are going to explain how we are modifying. So in new modified business process, we are going to give a ATM card. So we are going to link that ATM card to your account, and the customer can enter into any ATM center. He can dip his card and he can do his transactions. This is new or modified business process. Okay. If possible, we are going to create process flow diagrams for current business process and new modified business process. Okay. Then sixth one is assumptions. As I said, if you are assuming, so we are going to prepare this project assuming that each and every customer will have a account, and ATM card is linked with that account, and ATM card is in validity period. We are assuming, that is our assumption, and we are doing this project. And risks and limitations. Under this section, if you feel there are any risks and limitations with this project, then we are going to mention. For example, risk. Risk is nothing but in case if you are misplacing your ATM card, then there may be chances that some other person can hack your password and he can take money from your account. That is one kind of risk. Okay, in case if you are forgetting your ATM card after taking money from the ATM center, then you need to wait for 5 working days or 6 working days. You need to go to the bank again, you need to submit a letter, and then they are going to take that card and give it to you. This is one more risk. Okay, and limitations. So under limitations, what you are going to provide is, so you can withdraw only 10,000 per day from a ATM. Okay, and you can do only 5 transactions per month. Okay, so these are some of the limitations. And eighth one is functional and non-functional requirements. So under this section, we are going to explain functional requirements, which we are going to write, and non-functional requirements we are going to take from the developers and we are going to write. We are going to paste it here. Okay. And ninth one is training. So what kind of training you are going to provide, that we are going to mention under this section. For example, after completion of this enhancement or after completion of migration, if you want to provide online training, or if you want to provide classroom training for the end users, or if you want to provide only documentation, so that you are going to mention. So you will discuss with the client. Suppose if there are 2000 end users, now client is having a conference room which have a capacity of 500 people, then you are going to take training for 4 times. That is, per batch you are going to train 500 people. Or else the client says that no, classroom training is not required, just you take a online training for only team leaders. Let us assume that 2000 employees are under the supervision of 20 team leaders. Then you need to give only training to 20 team leaders. They are going to train under